Lunatic, hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing good today. Hello, hope you're doing good. Oh my god. That actually reminds me. Let me do something before I forget. I'm gonna need some feedback. There we go. I treat Koikatsu from game like Sin, since it's a great anime style character creator. Wait, I think that game got how do you say, that game got recommended to Momochi a while ago. That, and I think it was one like, it was like Super Made 3D or something like that. Although I don't think Momochi will be playing any more Shimentai games on stream, because honestly she kind of picked with she kind of picked with oh my god, I am so sorry, I'm so sleepy today. Yeah, she picked it with Flipwitch. She picked it with Flipwitch. Hold up. It's time for us to get started. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone! How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the stream. How are you all doing today? Let's put some music here. Hey Yui, welcome to the stream. How are you? It's also not really a game. It's basically character creator with a seg sandbox. I see. How are you doing, Yui? Hello, Lunatic. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? It's kind of a free day. Not really a free day, but kind of a free day, because I got a few... Well, best way to call them would be Schrodinger's commission, right? There are people who are interested in commissioning me, but we still haven't settled prices yet. So, yeah. I'll be real, Sensex box sounds kind of uncomfortable. I don't think... I don't think that would be too pleasurable, actually, you know? I don't think you want sand in your intimates, honestly. I honestly don't think you want sand in your intimates. So, today, since I have free time, Momochi borrows my free time. So, I am gonna do an alert for her. She asked an alert. For a gift sub. It's gonna be super cute. It's gonna be super adorable and not cursed at all. I'm drawing Rorochi. I'm drawing Rorochi. The original non-gutted version is unavailable anywhere except for certain places. Really? Huh. Why did they gut it? Also, I don't think she gave me any... I don't think she gave me any references for Rorochi. Yep, she forgot. Alright, challenge, we're gonna draw Rorochi from memory. We're gonna have to draw Rorochi from memory. Okay, so let's focus. It's like only available in Japan, I think. It's pretty old before Sex Game were accepted on Steam. Ah. If it's pretty old, it probably has like some issues running in modern PCs too, right? Or does it? It's not that old. Well, let me see if I can remember how to draw Momochi's Rorochi from memory. Not that old? I see, I see. Why would they cut down a game though? That is what I'm wondering. Why did it get gutted? What made the game become gutted? Is it like a release version with less features? God, I need to find some references. Yeah, the release version has much less stuff, apparently. Guys, does anyone have a Rorochi screenshot I can borrow? Does anyone have a handy Rorochi screenshot I can borrow? Momochi is not here and she kind of forgot. Can you send me a screenshot of that lunatic, please? Because this is what I have from Mind. I mean, lunatic rigged it. So, yeah. Lunatic is partially responsible for that. Forgive the dotted blue outline. Gimpy does that. It's alright, don't worry about it. The important thing is having the beautiful, beautiful reference. There we go. And I blame him every night before I sleep. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't getting this right at all. I still don't know how Momochi managed to reach this level of curse. It's amazing. I remember seeing Momochi had an image for it and I was like, Mama, wanna have it rigged? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it's something more along these lines. It's how do you say it? Like Yui, it was inevitable. She would have found a way. One way or another, she would have found a way to get that rigged. I suffered for it while rigging, but it was worth it. It was indeed. It did indeed turn out amazing. It did indeed turn out amazing. And this time, oh, look at that. We already got the... This time, it's my turn to do something for April's Fools. Because April's Fools is on my stream day this year. At long last. I actually have something planned. Usually I don't have anything planned. Momochi is the one who plans everything. I was thinking. Yeah, no, I'm not talking to anyone on that day. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. How are you doing? So, here's something fun that I was thinking about doing on that day. Like, on that day, I'm gonna reveal a new model. We're gonna debut a brand new model. Yeah. Tiredish? Oh, that's too bad. Well, hope you can take a rest now. Yes. And we're gonna review a new model. And I was thinking what we could do for the rest of the stream after the debut. And I had an interesting idea. See, there are some certain videos on the internet that have been done on April 1st or that just seem really realistic and are actually fake. And there are some videos of stuff that feels so absurd that it must be fake. And I was thinking we could do like a watch along. What? You like the wagging tail? Ah, thank you, Yui. Thank you. Oh, I'm still using the bandana from the Suikoden. Hold up. Let me take that off. Here we go. My hair is fully released. But yeah. So my idea was to show we could do like a react stream, but basically I show you guys videos, and then you guys have to try to guess if the video is true or not, or something like that. I feel like movement for a wagging tail could be improved, but oh well. To figure out, is this an April Fool's video or is it not? Something like that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You will test as I see. It's more like it's more like a game. It's more like a game. Plus, like there's like there's like 2 videos in particular that I really want to show you guys because I think they're really cool. There is one that I run the risk of like you've seen it before. But essentially we do a poll on that dot makes it look like Rorochi has a double chin. I mean, isn't that what this is? Or is this supposed to be a lip? If that's the lip, then there you go. I started to draw Rorochi. I feel like I'm drawing an old woman. This is the pixel art of an old woman. Sadly, I'm not gonna rest. I'll probably end up playing Dragon's Dogma with the Hidden 10th Vocation. Ah, yeah, Hidden 10th Vocation? What's the 10th Vocation? I mean, that's Rorochi. That is true. That is true. Skill learned how to make an old woman. Brawler fists only. Oh. An old woman face on a roach. Yep. I remember Momochi actually made a lore explaining Rorochi's existence and everything. I don't even know if anyone paid attention to the lore or if everyone was just screaming in agony. I think everyone was just screaming in agony. If you paid attention to that lore explanation, you'd pretty much know why I advocate for Momochi just straight up being an SCP. Technically it doesn't exist, but with some equipment you can have like 8 times punch damage, actually making it a viable way to play the game from start to end with fists only. That is cool, Tammy. That is very, very cool. It's kind of like the hidden non-existent Final Fantasy VI character. Cappy the Kappa. Basically, you can do the Kappa build in Final Fantasy VI, where there are equipments that turn you into a Kappa, but give you amazing powers when you have them. And in Final Fantasy VI, being a Kappa is a negative status because you can't cast spells. But with that equipment, being a Kappa makes you powerful. So I remember, no, the equipments don't turn you into a Kappa. The equipments give you bonuses when you're turned into a Kappa. You have to turn yourself into a Kappa through magic. And then the equipments will give you the bonuses. And essentially you become another character. I am unaffected by Rorochi probably because I stared at it so many hours while speaking. Yeah, stop thinking when Rorochi appears, I don't do Roachers. And that is going to make me like them. That is fair. That is fair. Pretty much, I'm not gonna like Hiba. Yeah? Why are you not gonna lie? I never knew you could save Shadow during the Kafka segment with Strike damage. Oh no! Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You need some specific stuff. I mean, I understand. Like, he was such a finicky character. Getting him to stay with the party until the how do you say, until the train, the ghost train thing was already hard enough. It was already hard enough, and then have to figure out he can die or live. It's so, yeah. Or Shadow. Oh, so that's how the couch one's coming along. Yeah. The couch one is actually completed, but Momochi wants to implement these all at once. I mean, how you keep him alive just needs to do one thing. It's actually been a long time, I don't remember. And that is to just run out the timer while waiting next to the ship. Ah, yeah, because you have to wait. Oh yeah, that's right. You have to wait for him until the very last minute. It's like, that's like a real test of friendship, isn't it? Like, no, we can't go just yet. He's still there. Damn. Man, they don't make the games like they used to. They don't make games like they used to. I love the existence of, what was his name, Gogo or Zozo? I think it was Gogo, the mime in Final Fantasy VI. I just love that he exists. Because it's like a character that is completely out of the blue. You know what? She doesn't look like she has pinkish shadow. Rorochi doesn't look. I always thought that if the timer runs out, you just die. But no, it turns out you auto-escape if you're just near and then the time runs out. Yeah. And there was no clarification anywhere. Later, you'll get some clarification on like game facts, but you know. At the time of release, there was nothing. Oh, General Leo is... Yeah, General Leo was like... He was too good. He was too good for the Empire. It was kind of dumb, though. Rorochi has no shadows. It is an eldritch horror. That is true. That is true. Eldritch horror, indeed. So basically, the way that we're gonna draw Rorochi here, she's gonna peek out of a gift. So that's how we're doing this. Still, I could apply like a little bit of shadow, you know? Just a little bit. Chrono Cross music brings memories. Oh yeah. It brings me the memories of not being able to beat the final boss. Because I knew I had to play the music in the proper order. I just couldn't do it. And then I got bored and I decided to not play the game anymore. I just said I was going to play it again some other time and I never did. I don't know if the CD broke or something. You can just kill it with pure damage actually? Really? I guess I didn't have the power level to do it. But if you kill it with pure damage, you don't get the good ending, right? Is that... I remember there was something like that. Because the good ending is to pacify it, not to kill it. I think I got the crappy ending, if that's the case. Yeah, I think I got the crap ending. I think I remember getting the crap ending, then going online and then discovering that what I had to do, then trying to do to do it differently and it not working out and me getting frustrated and then just quitting. Yeah, I think that's how that went down. I think that's how that went down. You know what I got really disappointed by though? They released it. By the way, I'm still very tempted to buy this, but they released this Yu-Gi-Oh collection, right? That has a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh games. And they didn't put the best game ever. They didn't put Duelist of the Roses in there. And I was so disappointed by it because I really, really want to play Duelist of the Roses on stream. Basically, the difference is that you kill it, Shala doesn't escape, and it just goes away. Probably coming back in another timeline. Ah, yes. Okay, so we have Rorochi's bod. Rorochi's beautiful, beautiful bod. Go. Also, have you ever wondered, why did they release a game completely based on a visual novel that no one played for the Super Nintendo? EA Radical Dreamers? Why her hair was blue in Chrono Trigger but blonde in Chrono Cross? Honestly, everything that I don't understand about Chrono Cross, I chalk it up to it must have something to do with what happened in Radical Dreamers. Have you ever tried playing Radical Dreamers, Tammy? I came across a rune of it that was translated. But that game is a nightmare. It's pretty much a choose your own adventure book where everything you do kills you. You know what? In that case, it's probably just a continuity error. It's either a continuity error or she unlocked the power of the Super Saiyans. I figured out how to do layer clipping, so I send Raph with a smile. Oh, thank you, Lunatic. Then I look at the smile, and I'm not entirely sure I should thank you anymore, but anyways. I am kidding. Thank you, Lunatic. Thank you. It's very helpful. This is ghastly. Did I didn't post the announcement that I'm streaming. Oops. Here we go. Okay, good news. The other commission that I was doing got approved. So I'll be sending them the files after the stream. Do you guys want to see what I was working on? Hold up. Let me show. The commission that I can show. I have one for red, but that one, if I show that one, I'll get banned immediately. So... the... Where was it? There you go. Another card. I like how Roroshi is speaking behind chat. Oh, yeah. It's probably for the best that you can see it. Let me finish with the vines first, and then we can move on. And then we can move on. But yeah, there are a few videos that I want to show. And I'm gonna take the opportunity to show the one about Brazilian Mega Man. Because honestly, I want to see if chat can decide if it's real or not. I know I said a few times if it's real, but has it all been an elaborate ruse to make you believe that Capcom actually licensed a Brazilian Mega Man manga? Is it truly real? Okay, actually that one is real, but I'm gonna show that one anyways because I wanna show that video to you guys and I think it's really funny. And I am pretty sure there will be people who will want to deny the existence of that manga after we're done watching the video. I mean, I hope it is. You know what is funny? The legitimacy of that manga was never truly... We could never truly figure out if it truly was licensed by Capcom or not. It's funny to imagine Mega Man beating bots by giving them a 10. Eh? Anyways. But yeah, there are a few. I don't know if I should like give ask videos for you guys to, if you guys can recommend me videos for us to watch too together, or if it's better if I just come up with the videos, because like I don't want to give you guys homework for the stream, you know. Sometimes though those videos where those streams where you have to like give the streamer something for them to react or whatever, they do feel a little bit like homework to me. I don't know. Anyways, ignore my CTCC Lord Jump. I'm too much of a fan nerd of series. Don't worry about it, Tommy. Don't worry about it, Tommy. Oh, let me see. What did you write? The simplest explanation I can give: anyone had blue hair in Zio because they were all infused with too much magic. Magic harvested from larvas, essentially. Ah, but did they all have blue hair, really? I think they had regular NPCs in the game, so... I think it was more of a royal family thing. I think it was more of a royal family. technically Magus maintained his blue hair even when he was out and grew up a lot. No, I don't think that's quite right, Tommy, because Magus continue having blue hair. And he grew up being raised by the... Oh, what was the name of the monster people? I don't remember what the name for Majin was in the... The Magus? I think the Magi? I don't remember the name of the monsters. Magus wasn't being drained by an entity. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is the blue hair magic was drained from her from the entity? Ah. I see. That could be it. There we go. And guys, if it takes a while for me to answer or read something, it's because I'm focusing on getting details. So don't worry about it. I will get to it eventually. Besides, we already know that half the playable characters are related. That is somewhat, yeah, like... I think... Oh, yeah. Wait. I don't know. Is it canon? Does Marley have a bit of frog DNA on her? Was that a canon thing? Because Glenn was absolutely having an affair with the queen. That is an alternate ending? I see. Oh god, this is hideous. It's probably correct if that's hideous. It is probably correct. So... Isla Magus Lean Mar. Chrono Trigger is such a iceberg of like lore, right? Let's see. Let's make a box that's just about right to contain Rorochi. Huh, I didn't know that, Tommy. I didn't know that. They both have a lot of hidden things you won't find unless you look for it. Plus an entire game. Plus an entire game that is also hidden that you have to find. See here. There we go. Like, Epoch is inside one of the cellars in the castle you sneak into. Really? Wait, was that in Chrono Trigger? don't think I came across that. Ah, in Cross. Okay, okay. Cross, it's been so long that since I have played it, I almost wanna buy the remake to play it again to see what it's like. Because my memory of Cross is me not liking it very much. Because I thought the plot was too dense. So I'd love to visit it again, you know? It's definitely a game I'd love to visit again. And because I'm planning on focusing more on retro games, I have the perfect skills to do so. It is a big one though, and I do wanna finish the Star Wars / Mass Effect and the Suikoden that I was waiting for so long for that game before I can commit myself to playing any other games. Well, I will play something different for Halloween, of course, but sorry. Yeesh. I think I'd rather do like this. But I saw the remake is a really bad port. Oh, that is bad. That I don't like. That I don't like. Another one that I am a lot wary of getting is the Final Fantasy VI remake. I remember the Spriters communities were up in a riot about what they did for the sprite art in that game. They did a bad job. Essentially, their main mistake was that they decided, instead of respriting the original game, they decided to resprite the port that was made for cell phone / tablets, mobile tablets, right? And that one was a travesty because they replaced all the pixel art with this really, really weird vector art that had like some ghastly choices from colors, right? So they basically kept the palette for the characters from that version of the game. And that caused the pixel art to be kinda amateurish, actually, compared to the one in the original game. Like, the contrast was all wrong, so to speak. The contrast felt really bad. Basically, it was supposed to be an upgrade, but it felt like a downgrade. Like, they increased the number of colors in the sprite and called it a day. That one I don't know. I never looked I never looked past the thing with the remake. So I don't know if they did anything like that. It does sound like something that corporations would be like, okay, maybe we don't want to do that nowadays. But I don't know. I don't know if they actually did it. It does sound like it would be a corporal decision to do something like that. But I don't know if that was actually a thing or not. So we'd have to play and see, I guess. But I feel bad because Final Fantasy VI is a good game. It's a game that deserves more than it gets, honestly. It deserves a whole lot more than it gets, usually. I know it ended up being completely overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII, especially because I think Final Fantasy VI was like the last... I think it was released right at the end of the life shelf of the Super Nintendo. They removed the part of the guard beating the shit out of Stealth. Oh, I see. Yeah, like I said, that does sound like a corpo decision to make. To be like, this is too harsh. This is too harsh. Let's pretend that never happened. I don't like this. Like, I'm not saying like, ooh, please preserve the part where the scene where the woman gets beaten up. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't like when media gets altered like that because, yeah, this was part of the game. Don't edit things out and pretend they never happened, you know? Let us study the rights and the wrongs of what you've done in the past. Leave it, preserve the media, essentially. Disney is pretty bad with that, actually. Disney is pretty bad with that. I think they, like, if I'm not mistaken, the Lilo and Stitch version... the Lilo and Stitch version that's on Disney Plus, basically in the original cartoon there was this gag where Lilo was almost got trapped into the washing machine in the original version, and they edited it out. They put her entering a cupboard or something instead of the washing machine because they thought the joke was too dangerous for children, I guess, to copy or something. I don't know the reasoning, but yeah, they edit it and they don't tell you they edit it, which I think is the part that really bothers me is the non-disclosure. The editing, the non-disclosure of editing, I think is the worst part. You wanna edit? Okay. It's still your property. That's still your deal. But like, don't be dishonest about it. Don't pretend it was always this way and just try to scoot it over. You know? Unfortunately, I think I know why. Is it that bad? Is the reason like really bad? Usually being stuck in a washing machine is used... Oh, because of that? I thought it was because a child could have drowned in that scenario and it would kind of go against the idea that even though the family was messy, the sister was doing her best because Lilo was an actual health hazard. Ah, okay. That is interesting. Yeah, no, for kids it would fly over their heads, but adults would notice that shit. I see, I see. Huh. I had a much more pure reasoning of why they would do that. Huh. Man, it's weird how I do not save for work commission, and still I always come to the purest conclusions. Chat, am I weird? You're just too innocent. I guess. Although I have to say, I do misuse that innocence every so often. Sometimes I do know stuff and I pretend I don't, for the sake of making jokes. Although it's very rare, and usually I can only do that when you already explained stuff to me. By the way, chat, speaking of that, I looked up what a reach around is. Because the other day you guys were talking about reach arounds and I wasn't understanding. And I gotta say, I thought that was just being polite, you know? I thought that was just common courtesy. What? I mean, you can have common courtesy in the bedroom too, you know? So apparently a reach around is when you're doing it from behind and you help stimulate the other person. So you're reaching around. And then I look at that and I was like, oh, that's just caring for your partner, really, if you stop to think about it. Especially if you're like doing butt stuff with a woman. Because they don't have prostates, so it's different for them in terms of stimulation. It's not... Outside of being a kink, it's not really that interesting for them, so to speak. So doing that is just caring, really. How did we end up from talking about games to this? I am so sorry, Tammy. Ah yes, we were talking about how innocent I was. So I brought up a situation where chat tried to corrupt me a little bit. This is how we got here. This is how we got here. Ah, I see. I don't keep up with memes videos. Especially if it's TikTok stuff. I just don't use TikTok. The video is a year old. I see. Do we need that hue difference? I don't think we do. There we go. Wait, what's up? Oh, by the way, chat, today the troubles are disabled because it just isn't working with Twitch today. I don't know why it's not connecting, so I had to turn it off. So you guys wouldn't waste points. That is the reason. Correct, they can still throw something at you. Eh? It's supposed to be turned off. It shouldn't be in the options if I turn it off. And loop, crazy.
Fuck you, Kiva.
Ah, okay, that one works. That one's supposed to work. Okay. That one is fine. That one is fine. Okay, so we got the gift box. I could make it a bow bigger. Strictly speaking, that is Norek's voices, but yes. That indeed. I should have done this with the mirror tool. Anyways, I can still copy. Cut and copy. There we go. There we go. I think this is nicer. I think this is nicer. We did this. Let's see how far up we can go. Okay, so more or less here. Got the Orochi pole peeking out. And here, we're gonna do some adjustments to create a like a not quite a 3D effect, but kind of a 3D effect. So we did this. Take the bow. And we put it there. Then we dunk it a little bit. The idea is to make it so the bow feel like it's going behind the lid, you know? Thank you for the lurk, Demi. Have a good rest of day. Right. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. So there is a distortion here. Here. Interesting. Well, anyways. And this here can go up a little bit too. And do it on both here. Kind of like this. And we adjust. There you go. But yeah. I love how they are making so many remakes and stuff like that. It's a shame that they try to change things every so in some of them. I'll be real though, I don't even remember the scene that Tamil was talking about. I'm sure it happened. Because, like, a lot of fucked up stuff happens in that game. Heck, one of the main characters' backstory is literally war crimes victim. The big bad of that game does a literal war crime. And poisons an entire city. In, you know, a game made for, like, I don't know, 14-year-olds at best. That was hardcore. That was actually hardcore. Also, one of the only villains in Final Fantasy to actually win and take over the world. I mean, they eventually got beaten and the world gets... and the whole thing gets reversed, but still... They got there. You actually get to see how shit the world is when one of the main villains actually succeeds. We go. Speaking of worlds going to shit, the last episode of Zenshu aired, this Sunday. Have you been watching Zansha Chat? You really should. You really should watch Zansha. If you haven't, go watch the final episode. I feel like this anime is not being talked about enough. I just haven't really seen people talking about it at all on the internet, you know? And it's a really good one. It's a really good one. I don't know how much I can go into details over, you know, the risk of spoilers. Okay, here comes the really tough part. Making these hands. These lovely, lovely hands. Look at the layer I should use as this. There we go. Now, how will I make these hands? Is the question. Because I kind of have to make them realistic, right? They have to be big, they have to be kind of gawky. They have to be kind of bizarre. Otherwise, what's the fun? Where's the fun? Right? So they need to be up here. The thumb will be inside because she's holding herself. Let me take her off for a minute so I can focus on drawing just the hand. Here we go. Here we are. Man, I am in trouble. I haven't been able to do my art homework. We're taking art lessons, but also I have to work, and we're also still taking singing lessons. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I just haven't really had time to do the homework. And you're like, but Kiba, don't you technically work with art? And yes, I do. But I work with pixel art on my mouse and keyboard. It's very different than drawing with your hands. And drawing with your hands require a lot of practice in order for you to become dexterous at it. So currently my ability to draw sucks doo-doo ass. And I did want to improve that a little bit. Although, I'll be real, I am on that course mostly for the theoreticals, right? Because I want to make sure I learn more about basic theory of like art composition and maybe some shadow and light, stuff like that I want to learn. Right now the course is like covering the basics, so it's covering like very basics like simplifying pictures into shapes, which is pretty much what you have to do to the pixel art. You really gotta abstract everything if you want the pixel art to work at all. And I do find it interesting that a lot of people who I know who are great artists say they have issues with pixel art itself. I think it's because in pixel art you kind of like have to abstract things, but you're not supposed to then de-abstract them. You have to handpick even what's gonna remain abstract and what is gonna be elaborated on. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna go crazy trying to add a detail that can't be added to a picture. And I guess that's the main tricky thing with pixel art. It really is about picking your battles. It really is about picking your battles. Ooh, this is starting to look uncanny valley. Okay. This is very uncanny valley. I like this. I like this a lot. But yeah, if you're like very perfectionist and you want to convert every detail from a concept to pixel art, it's not gonna work out. Particularly color. You have to simplify color so much in pixel art. And that was like the main mistake that the people who were making the sprites for the remake of Final Fantasy VI made. They wanted to just have all the colors there. But if you add too much colors, if you add too much shadow to pixel art, it starts to not work, basically. It becomes too complicated for the eye to read, essentially. Pixel art needs to be somewhat simple on the eye, otherwise you get... people stop seeing what you want them to see, basically. Because it's very easy to see something completely unrelated in pixel art. If you're not careful, people will be seeing dogs on your nose, you know, that sort of stuff. Not very cool. Wake up. Weird. Lila wants to go out, but it's too soon for her. Oh well. Dogo is asking to go out, so I'll help Dogo. I'll be right back, chat. Yerby. It should be fine. It should be fine. Yeah, I think I kept some shading here by accident. But actually, I think that's fine. Here we go. Let's add some eyeshadows. There we go. Perfect. That actually highlights the... Do I want to keep the nose black, actually? Let me think. Or do I want to give this a different color? Like this one. I think that's better. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm back. Okay. Well, at least I turned it on the mic at this time, so not too bad, I guess. Uh-huh. There we go. There we go. Slightly softer. But still Uncanny Valley. Perfect. Yeah, I think this is good. I like this. The shadow gives like an element of intimidation. Which I think is very necessary. Now for the hand, do I keep the hands with the black highlight or do I use this one gives a more human feel, which is definitely part of the charm of the Uncanny Valley of Rorochi. So I can do this. There we go. So I do think that the cover here could be flatter, right? And as we all know, flat is justice. So let's apply some justice here. This is a Suikoden song. I think it's from Suikoden 2. At one point, I will actually get to the part of the game where the song plays, which is pretty thrilling to me. Maybe you guys will be like, oh my god, I think I recognize the song. That's amazing. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I put it on my playlist. I have prepared myself for Rorochi. Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well and comfy. Hello Medina, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good too. Yes. Momochi asked me to sprite Rorochi. Lovely menace. Ah, thank you Medina. And Rorochi is happy too. Look at that smile. Hippie but fine. Thank you. How are you? I'm doing good. Today I went to the gym, not to do workout. That smile, that damn smile. Not to do workout, but basically there's like a physical evaluation. They scheduled to do a physical evaluation with me because I started going to the... What do you call it? Nutritionist? Essentially, the doctor that tells you to eat better. The doctor that tells you to eat better is the best way for me to describe it. Yeah. The nutritionist that helps everyone eat well. Exactly. And basically, I'm on a diet now. Never been in one before? Let me guess, less fast food, more peaches? Yes, but also more eggs. Way more eggs. Apparently, like, strictly speaking, right, my meals throughout the day weren't that bad. They aren't that far off from the diet, from what the diet is. But my breakfast and my afternoon snacks were completely off. They were like super bad. So because of that, I wasn't getting enough protein necessary for me to go to the gym, actually. Because I don't know if you all remember, but I am in fact a rather big wolf, you know? And I have been eating a lot less than I should for my size, actually. So it's a diet where I eat more. I have to eat more. Funny story, I found a local protein drink that's yummy as fuck, has no added sugar, and 40 grams protein per serving. Ooh, that sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. Yeah. They put me on some protein shakes too. It's optional. But if I don't drink the shake, I kind of have to grill chicken to eat in the afternoon. Oh, nice kiba. Get strong and healthier. Also come in vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry flavor. Oh, that is good. That is good. I have chocolate flavor. I tested a few others. There is one that's collagen based. Collagen. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. The thing that's good for your bones and cartilage. I drink 1 or 2 a week after I go to mini hikes. It's yummy. Nice. I have to, for now, I have to drink protein drinks like every day, actually, every day. The only difference from the days that I actually go to the gym and the days that I don't go to the gym is that on days that I go to the gym, I am allowed 2 slices of bread instead of 1 for breakfast. My breakfast is a slice of bread. I have to eat. It's not cream cheese. It's like cottage cheese. There's like I don't remember how much. It's like 1.5 spoon. What is your goal? Bulk up a bit or get a healthy diet? So my goal is first things first. I don't know if it was partially because of the surgery or if I had to stay still for too long, or even if it was the fact that we got one of those capsule coffee machines and I drank a few too many cappuccinos, right? But I need to reduce my belly fat because it's starting to get a little bit unhealthy on unhealthy things, right? On the unhealthy scale. So I need to reduce that. I am trying to bulk up, but I'm not trying to like be super strong or anything. I'm just trying to have healthy muscles. Because basically I need to go to the gym so I don't suffer from back pains and the whole shebang with what's the name of that? The repetitive movement thing that makes your hand hurt that most artists have, right? Artists and gamers have. So basically, I need to exercise to not be pain. I need to exercise to not be in pain. Just be more healthy is amazing MMO. Trying that too for myself. No gym though. Just hikes and daily body weight exercises. Nice, nice, nice. You don't really need the gym. The gym is just there to be like your reminder that you have to do stuff, right? But like the gym that I am was recommended by a doctor because there was a while like a lot of things happen at the same time. I probably didn't mention any of this on stream because I didn't want to worry you guys. But basically a while ago, I was misdiagnosed with like a really serious disease. Oh my god, this is so perfect. This is so unhinged. Yeah, it was a misdiagnosis, but essentially what the final conclusion that the doctor came through after all that was that the symptoms that I was having were being caused from essentially the pandemic, right? So just because of the just sitting on the PC for too long. Also, yes, it's Rorotastic. We love the menace. Yeah, she is a menace. Look at that face. Look at that face. Hey, Vitina, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I disable. By the way, I disabled the vanish command. It felt a little bit too spammy. Okay, then have a good one. But I do appreciate for you to bring in my attention that that was a thing that existed. Wow, be good pronouncer now. Ah, thank you, thank you. Have a good one. Yeah, that's a bit too sudden. And no worries, not many people realize the command like you. Yeah, I was looking at the dashboard and it really doesn't explain what it does at all. It's very cryptic, actually. A celebrating cell has no idea about 99% of the comments. Yeah, it comes with the bot. It's automatic, and I don't know why whoever made it like that, but because like it's fairly harmless, but it's also kind of spammy. I do agree you should toggle it manually so it's not confusing though. Yeah. God, I look at Roichi and I'm like, my wife drew this. Kiva, I'm gonna take your head pet for do laundry. All right, now have a nice head pet, and go do your laundry. Go, go, go. Go clean those socks. Ah, bed sheets, even better, even better. Yeah, I put mine for cleaning too today, if I'm not mistaken. They're important, they're important. I've been so happy though. I've been so happy. Being able to play some of the old games that I love as part of my job, it's bliss. It is bliss. Also, been getting a lot of commissions. Been getting a lot of commissions. There we go. Look at that opening animation. I can even start to do one thing. I can throw out the ball behind. Here. Like this. There we go. There we go. This may sound silly, but the roach would be perfect for a Halloween comic or animation. Definitely Halloween. Animation? Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes. Something very cursed, though. Something very cursed. I don't know why. Rorochi has a little bit of European animation style for me. Probably because it reminds me a lot of the Monty Python animations. You know what I mean? If you've seen the movies, you know. The movies had those drawn animations sometimes that were slightly unhinged. Rorochi reminds me a little bit of that. Why do I feel like I'm gonna finish this early? Uh-oh. I have a commission to work on, but I can't work on that commission here on stream. It is a red commission. Which again, I feel it is so wild to me that I managed to reach a point where making a not safe for work pixel art is that people want is viable. At least that someone wants. There we go. In my opinion, you're an amazing pixel art. Ah, thank you, Medina. I really appreciate it. Look at that smile. Beautiful, beautiful smile. I can't fathom how hard it is to get into a niche on the internet on content creation and artistry. It's so damn hard and you're Momoki is working extremely hard. I wish you both the best of luck and much strength. Ah, thank you, Medina. We need to make her snickering now, though. Yeah, we're trying hard and we're trying to see what we can do that works. Personally, at least for this year, I am trying to see. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, that's so mischievous. That looks so mischievous. A little bit nightmarish, but... Oh, maybe I can make it the lid come down together. You know, if this was in a video game, it would be like a bonus stage where you're trying to pick a gift with a power-up, but instead you get Rorochi and you lose one life instead. You know what I mean? You know those bonus stages that have penalties to them? Also, it's wild that that was a thing in game design. It is so wild that that was a thing in game design. I found this this new YouTuber that basically his whole shebang is that he tries to beat old games that were unbeatable to people. So people vote for them to beat these really awful old games. Not that they're necessarily awful, but they like have the really, 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 really evil design, so to speak, like Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins and Super Ghosts and Goblins. That was a game that was so mean-spirited. So mean-spirited. Because that game, the way that that game worked, right, was that in order to beat it, you had to beat it twice. What do you mean, Kiba? You might be asking. So basically what happens is they show you a game, right? They show you a map, and it's like, yeah. And it's like, this is the map. This is what you need to do to beat it. Go through these stages and reach the end. And you will reach the princess, because of course you're going after a princess, right? And when you reach the final stage, right, when you're at the door of the final stage, a pop-up appears that the princess is like speaking to you telepathically, and the princess is like, "Oh, Arthur, you did remember to bring my bracelet, right? The demon that's holding me hostage. Oh my god, this is perfect. Hello, Ferd Hat. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? Oh my god, this is so perfect. This is so perfect. It's kind of gentle to say it does not have more logic. So here's the thing, however, Medina. While the game tells you that you have to go and pick the bracelet back up, it doesn't tell you where the bracelet actually is. And there is a version of the game, like the Super Nintendo version was a bit more forgiving. Basically, the way that it works is you go back to the first stage, and whenever you drop power-ups, there's a chance it will drop the bracelet that you need in order to beat the game. But in the original NES version and in the original arcade version, there was an arcade version. In the arcade version, what you had to do is you had to go back to the you went back to the first stage, and then instead of going forward like you're supposed to, you have to go back, and there is like a little a slight scroll to the back with a coffin. You jump over that coffin, and it releases the bracelet for you. And then you take the bracelet. The bracelet is a weapon. And in that specific version of the game, which was the arcade version, which was made specifically to rob quarters out of people, right? You had to avoid every other power-up in the game. If you got another weapon in the middle of the game, it would replace the bracelet with the other weapon, and then you wouldn't be able to enter the stage again. So you had to do an extra run where you couldn't get any other weapons. If a weapon dropped and you picked it, you fucked it up. You had to go to the end of the stage again, to go back to the beginning of the stage again, and try all over again until you managed to beat the entire game using only the bracelet. Yeah, that is absolutely the arcadiest shit ever. Man, arcade games were mean. Arcade games were so mean. They were so mean. I still remember there were games like House of the Dead, right? Where... Also, like, beating on the ring with only PP stick as weapon. Yeah. It was a challenge run that was imposed in order to beat the game. Obligatory challenge run. Because here's the fun part. The bracelet as a weapon was not very good. Because like the way the game works, basically the best weapon I think are the daggers, right? Because each weapon has a, okay, go get your fries. Yeah, but the way that game worked, the damage that each weapon caused, I think, wasn't that far off. The weapons all dealt more or less the same damage. So really what mattered the most was how easy it was to spam the weapon. Hey kitty, welcome to the stream, how are you doing? We're talking about old game design at the moment, actually. I was talking about Ghouls and Goblins. Have you ever heard of that one? You're alive, that is good. Being alive is important. Being alive gives you a new day for things to be better. Never heard of that? Okay. So this is an old school game. It was released originally for arcade, which means it was also originally designed to be extremely hard and cheat kids out of their money as much as possible, right? Because it's a quarter per try. And if you die, you're not gonna save the princess, you know, that kind of stuff. So that game is pure evil. That game is pure evil. What that game did, kitty, was that game You basically, it was your typical story where your your queen princess wife gets kidnapped by Satan and you have to go rescue her. No, really, that is the plot. Straight up kidnapped by Satan. Hello kitty, I got my beans and fries. Well, I do feel like cutting a small lead pallet traveling at high speeds, but that's just work making me feel like that. Aww. There will be better days, I'm sure. Sending good vibes, sending good vibes. But yeah, cutie kitty. Basically, in this game, when you reach the final stage, the game tells you that you don't have an item that you need in order to beat the final boss. And it sends you all the way back to the beginning of the game to get the item. And then you have to do it all over again. And I was talking to Medina that in the arcade version, the item was also hidden. The game doesn't tell you where the item actually is. And you have to play like a challenge run with the item equipped. And you cannot equip any other weapons by accident, or the game will just delete the special weapon and you have to redo it over and over again until you get it right. The design was pretty much made so you'd have to retry the game a lot and then retry the game a lot again and then retry the game a lot some more and spend thousands and thousands of quarters just to have the bragging rights that you managed to beat that thing. It was like Dark Souls, but for an arcade machine, essentially. Also, the game has a really iconic mechanic. If your character takes any damage, their armor pops off and they're completely naked. They're in their boxers. I mean, I know how to make games extremely hard on purpose. I just wouldn't, honestly. So you know all those Shimentai games where if the girl takes damage, the battle armor falls off and she's in her underwear? Well, that's where it all started. It all started with King Arthur. I'll add a mode called Unfair Mode. Hold up, let me actually see if I can pull this up. And for funsies, they made a version of the game. I think it was for the Super Nintendo, or I think it was actually for Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis version had an extra feature where when you're forced to go back to the first stage, instead of just being teleported to the first stage, the game mirrors in reverse and you have to play all the stages mirrored until back to the first stage, and then it mirrors back and then you go forward so you can beat the final boss. That way you get 1/3 more game. And it's kind of funny because if you stop to think about it, the fact that the map becomes mirrored means that the whole dynamic between how the game plays out changes. So that was actually a neat little thing that they did. Now, I do want to show you. Hold up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Spriter's Resource probably has it. Great place if you need to study up sprite art. Ghouls. By the way, it's called Ghouls and Goblins, but it's also called Ghouls and Ghosts. And there are way too many versions of it. It's funny how it was such a big game. There we go. I'll just get the a tiny version just so you guys have an idea. There it is. Behold. This is Arthur. The second he gets hit, he goes naked in his boxers. He can also get turned into an old man for some reason. He gains a bunch of armor upgrades that are cool, but it doesn't matter because they still are destroyed in one hit. Yeah, isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? And if I'm not mistaken, there are some mods here and there that replace Arthur for a hot lady. Because of course there are. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, it's it's really interesting because it was actually really beloved in its time. It was so hard and unfair, but it was actually a beloved game. It was so beloved that Capcom even made a spin-off called Firebrand, which turned one of the enemies in the game into a main character. The demon that kidnaps your girlfriend at the beginning of the game is a playable character. And you are journeying through. It's like a very surreal game actually, because you're journeying through the demon world. Also, bye bye Medina, have a good one. And it's like okay, definitely gotta go now. Okay, bye-bye, have a good one. It's like super surreal. It's one of the most surreal games I ever played. Because I don't know if you guys ever saw Zelda 2 for the NES. It's called Link's Adventure. Basically, that game tries to combine RPGs with actual, how do you say, with 2D platforming. So you have an open world, you run around in that open world, there are encounters in that open world, kind of like a JRPG. They're not random though. But there are specific places that there are encounters where it's just a stage with enemies attacking you, and the point of the stage is to fight the enemies. So it kind of feels like a random encounter in Dragon's Quest, right? It's all very interesting, is what it is. Yeah, I think it's such a surreal game, and there was a Nintendo version, and then there was a Super Nintendo version. So it was actually really popular. And Firebrand is portrayed as like this kind of a rebel demon. The other demons want to kill him at any cost just because he woke up. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a really cool experience. It's a really cool experience to play. Maybe I'll play it sometime on stream. I tried to playing it a few times, but I never really managed to go very far because it's a very hard game. And there's a lot of stuff you need to, you get upgrades, you beat you beat other demons and you kind of get their powers. It's kind of Mega Man-esque in that sense. It's really, really interesting. Very interesting experience indeed. But yeah, the Super Ghosts and Goblins was a very mean game. It was a very rude game. But I'll be real. I don't think it's hard to make a hard game, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like DMing. It's kind of like DMing. Technically, if you want to team kill your party, that is like the easiest thing you can do as a dungeon master. You can literally just say, and then a meteor falls on your head and everyone dies. The end. You are the DM. You have the power to do that. If you wanna kill your player, that is super easy to do. If you want to make a game hard and as unfair as possible, that is the easiest thing you could possibly do. But what is difficult is to make a difficult game that the player keeps playing, which means the player will only keep playing if he thinks the challenge is at least as mid-fair. Giving your player a fair challenge is much harder than making an impossible game or a really hard game. At the end of the day, Super Ghosts and Goblins was very, very hard, but it was something that you could beat. You could, with enough memorization, with enough skill testing, patterns and all that, you could learn all the patterns you could beat. The bosses of that game were actually easy to beat. The stages were very hard, but the bosses were easy to beat. So getting through the end of the stage was the bigger challenge than beating the bosses. And that, although that is kind of a trademark of like bad games at the time, because usually there are not bad games, but like unfair games, because what tended to happen was sometimes games were made really hard, but the bosses of the stages were made really easy. Some bosses were easy because they were actually broken. You could like just stand still on a corner and you would be able to beat them. And that kind of happens in Ghosts and Goblins a little bit, but not as much. But I gotta say, it does give you the player some breathing room. It gives the player some breathing room. Because it allows them to focus on memorizing the layout of the stages and the traps in the stages rather than also having to think about boss patterns and stuff like that. That is an interesting thing to think about, actually. How much is your game? What is your game? What do you want your game to demand of your player, right? Does it want to reward memorization of patterns? Does it want to reward taking your time from clearing one area to the next? Does it want to reward exploration? I feel like RPGs with leveling systems, the main thing that they do is reward exploration, right? I think that's like the main goal. Because it's like, okay, it's kind of like what happened with me when we played Suikoden for the first time. When I was playing Suikoden for the first time, I completely missed where I was supposed to go. And I started getting my ass beaten by boars. But with a little bit of RNG on our side, I ended up managing to level up enough so I could beat the boars and progress with the game. And then I started exploring some more, and I started gaining more levels. I started becoming pretty strong. I started beating every enemy, but I couldn't find the storyline. Then I went back to the initial city and discovered that there was one NPC I didn't talk that I needed to talk to progress the story. And then I was over-leveled for like, I don't know, half the... For the rest of the string, I was over-leveled. You can argue I'm still like 1 or 2 levels ahead of the curve because of that experience. And it wasn't even necessarily the creators' intention that I'd be rewarded for missing an important NPC, right? But because I went out and explored, and because of the way leveling up works inherently, I was rewarded for that exploration by gaining levels. Isn't this fun? This is kind of a thing. When it comes to like game design and stuff like that, certain systems have inherent advantages to them. And when you're gonna pick out what do you want in your game, that is, if you know what the system does instead of just jamming it in there, right? There are plenty of things you can take advantage of. Like platforming usually rewards precision gaming. So if you're making a platformer, you can enhance the feeling of challenge further with as precision platforming as possible. A lot of indies do that, by the way. Stuff like Celeste. And Wings of Vi, I think it was one of the first. That game is almost designed as a rage game. It was a game that got pretty popular here on Twitch, actually. I remember watching a bunch of people playing it at different paces back when I mostly just used Twitch for... Oh, look at that. That's detail. That's detail. There we go. Oh, she still hasn't come down. I wonder if she was going somewhere and she didn't tell me. She forgot to tell me. Or I forgot to listen. That happens sometimes too. Sometimes she tell me stuff and I forget. It happens. Okay, so now we need some cool off frames. So it's not like too much, I think. Yeah, 1 more frame for the road. There we go. Perfect.